We're going, Clarky.
Going to Miami, Florida, baby. We're about 2.5 minutes into this road trip. Brian's already in a bad mood.
Orlando, 7:16 a.m. Backseat, Privada mobile.
So we're on the phone with UPS, trying to get our people a discount on shipping, so we can give the option at least to ship through UPS because USPS has been slow lately. So
No, speak to a representative.
all right,
Let me introduce you to the team.
okay.
We have Eduardo.
Oh, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. That's awesome, man.
Over here we have
Is this
Max.
Max? All right,
there.
Max. Maxino Cubano.
And Paul.
Paul, legend. These are the legends. Where's my guys? These are legends in the game here. Can we take the mask off? You guys all been vaccinated?
You've all been inoculated.
There you go. Well, it's great to finally be here, man.
Okay, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
So, absolutely, we're honored. Thanks for having us.
I've been to Cuba over 40 years. I left when I was 10, 1960. My parents sent me away. They later came. So I never been back. It's it's communist, and I'm not that. So I went strictly for that. And I was connected through my Spanish connection because I started selling in Europe because nobody would buy in the States from me. Leaf, which is what I was selling. And I latched on to the second biggest buyer of Cuban tobacco. Okay, the first one was a Medifer, Jewish fellow from Belgium. No, he died, but he was a giant in the industry as a broker, leaf broker, salesman. The second one were these guys from the Canary Islands. So I made contact with them with my Spanish connections, etc. They came, they saw the tobacco, this and that, and they said, we can work with you. And initially they said, you need good people here. The man you got to get, his name is Arsenio. So literally I went to Cuba to find Arsenio and picked him out because he was a giant. In life and in things, there are people that are just out of the ordinary, and they unfortunately don't repeat themselves or you find them often. He was one of those rare individuals, a complete person, okay? Human in all sides and super knowledgeable. So I hired him and brought him over, okay? At the same time I went and I was planting, I was at the end of the boom. I entered at the end of the boom. Not the best of times, no? As often happens, opportunity comes about, you see it, and my mother taught me, you either jump on it if you're lucky to see it, or you let it pass by and say, shit, I missed a train. So it's one of those situations, and the boom brought that about. All these great farms became available because this huge cooperative went bust. So all the mafia guys were waiting, to cut it to pieces, and they had it basically split amongst each other. You take this, you take that. I didn't know this because I didn't know any of them. I just did my little thing in a small plot. And I saw it come about, and the image that they projected based our industry is greatly influenced by Cubans, no? Cubans that came from Cuba. So they're all of this type thinking, as you can imagine, no? That anything that looks a little bit rosé or whatever is communist and red, no? So they said, you can't deal with these people, they're corrupt, they steal from you, they just, raise the price on you, all kinds of stuff. So I was very hesitant to approach these people. But I caught them in the off season, so I said, I'll finance your crop and bean crop, and then we'll do tobacco. And that's how it all started. I planted this great corn crop that I had never planted in my life. It was very successful, and I saw I could work with them. So I said, okay, you have the land, you have all the capacity, which I don't have. I have to buy or invest in. What I have is, I'll get the people to run it. I'll give you all labor, jobs, and we start this over again. And that's how it all started. But again, with no customers, no market, okay? But I said, these lands are not going to be available again. I mean, good tobacco land is unique, and there's only so many pieces. You can't plant tobacco anywhere, no? And you have to have the facilities, the water, the people that are knowledgeable. You can't start planting tobacco with people that just have 1 year experience. You create a disaster and all. You know, you have to have people that have been in 5, 10, 20 years, which they had been. They had been there since the 60s when the first Cubans arrived from Pinar del Rio. So it kind of all gelled together, all right? But again, I planted all this. So I said, when I go to Cuba, I'm going to plant cover leaf. Cover leaf is like the major leagues, okay? Cover leaf is like playing for the Yankees, all right? Or the Boston football team. You got to be complete, because if you don't plant and get good leaf, you fail, okay? Because the crop is too expensive to produce, and it has to produce quality and consistency. If you don't have it, you lose the crop. You sell it for pennies versus what you're supposed to. So I brought these fellows over, which were unique guys, because that's, let's say, the best of the best. And that's how I started, because to me, people are very important. People is everything. Okay, in business I've had, you can have all the money in the world, you can have the best marketing, you can have the best trademark, you can have the best location. But if you don't have the people to do it, you got nothing. So to me, in any business, the persons make everything. If you have a bad boss, you're gonna get bad employees. And whatever good employee is there will leave because he's in a bad organization. And the guy that's in the middle that can switch either way will switch to the bad side. Literally, that's what happens in any business. So you need good guys. You gotta obviously motivate them, incite them, and give them the tools with which to work, no? So that was my concept, and it is in business, and I applied to tobacco, and tobacco even more so. It's, you know, very detail-oriented, very knowledgeable, and you can't learn it in a book. It's like going out sailing. You gotta, you know, go through all types of storms in different situations and live through it and know how to adjust. Each year, the cycle will throw spitballs at you or big ones, and you got to deal with them, and they come naturally, and you have to adjust and then get the best that you can from that crop in the same land. No, first of all, initially I found that most people finance crop. Okay, they went to the local farmer, says, okay, plant these 20 acres for me. This is the seed. I will give you the fertilizer. I will pay your labor costs, etc. And you turn in the crop at the end. We weigh it, we look through it, and that's your payment. I did that the first year when I was crawling. And I immediately found out that's not the way to do it, because they cheat on you. All of a sudden, the farmer I thought I was dealing with, he became a señorito. You know, he hired somebody lower down the rung, and he all of a sudden, you know, got a car, or, you know, was out with ladies and this and that, and would show up hardly ever, no? And then they do switch and bait on you, and then they don't apply the fertilizer properly. I mean, they're out for a different ball game, okay? And a lot of people in these poor countries, unfortunately, they only hit you once, okay? They don't hit you a little bit, so you keep with them. They hit you once, and bang, they go. So all that, I said, this doesn't work in tobacco. So I said, in my head, you know, I always try to invent the better mousetrap, no? Here I said, you got to be vertically integrated. You got to know what you're doing. Plus, when you go to the broker and he sells you something and he tells you something, it's not necessarily true. And every year you need that for a special blend or a special type cigar. You're not going to have it. And that happened to me early on, no? I don't get the cover leaf that I was promised. The one that they first put on the cigar, the second series didn't have it. All these things happen. So in business, to me, it's very important to control your destiny. You have to control your destiny in the key points. You can't outsource that, especially in tobacco. So to me, it was very important, the leaf, to know what I had and not be somebody, you know, brokering and send me, I'm going to send you the best stuff I have, you know, whatever, no? And then this is the seed, and it's something else. I mean, you find all kinds of things. I'm not saying everybody does it, but it's very common. So I said, I don't want that. So I said, I have to produce my own stuff, and we literally created seed to ash, okay? We start with the seed. So being Cuban and saying, what is the best tobacco in the world? And I'm not a knowledgeable person when I started, okay? I started from scratch. But I use my head, I use my instinct, I use my sense of quality of what I want to, where I want to go and what I want to be in this business. You know? So to me, it was go to the origins. You know, I'm a traditionalist in that sense. The blends, the seeds, the Cuban flavor, that is tops to me. Okay, I don't have another reference point. That is my reference point. So that's what I look for. So I don't use these new hybrids of tobacco. I try to go to the source. The source is Cuba, and Cuba has done an excellent job in that regard of producing these seeds in the very traditional flavor and aroma in their best lands. No? So that's what I did. And second is the person. You know, I brought the person who for 300 years, his father, his grandfather, his great-grandfather did the same thing. They lived in the same farm hut, and from early on, when he was crawling, he was already listening. Oh, it's going to come rain, it's going to be wind, we got to do this, we got to do that, because they live their job. The tobacco gets that to you. And you see these guys still 80 years old, still working. It's, you know, it's like, it's their life, okay? You need that sense of commitment, that sense of, of quality, of having something, you know, that best you can do. Third is land. The land has to be also very important, okay? Because that's what produces the flavor and helps with the aroma and other things. Nicaragua, in that sense, second to Vuelta Abajo, not Cuba, because Cuba plants all over the place. Not good stuff, okay? Like I could plant all over Nicaragua, okay? The three traditional areas, which are Estelí, Condega, and Jalapa, for 80, 60, 40, 60 years and more, have been the traditional lands that have been planted, replanted. Each one has its own flavor, its own thing. There's some that are better, some that are so-so, and some that you should not plant in, okay? So that's extremely important. The only way you do that is by smoking these fumas, okay? When we get the pilon, we smoke it, okay? That tells you everything. That took me 3 years to learn, and probably lost $1 million in the process. Because people smell, people light up a little fire, oh, it burns. Or just look at it. You got to smoke the damn thing. This is where it's all at. That's what I found to be, okay? It's all in the flavor and what it does to your mouth and you know, to your brain also. I mean, you put it through the nostrils and this thing fills up and say, wow. That's what you need, that's what you want. And those are like what real super premium cigars are all about. So in that sense, I'm very traditionalist. I'm very, from day one and will be till I die, very focused on flavor and aroma. Now, tobacco's a damn expensive thing, okay? It takes 2 or 3 years to get to this, all right? That's time. When you're a banker like I was, time is money, okay? What do people do? They take shortcuts. What can't you do? Take shortcuts, okay? The tobacco is the one that speaks to you. It tells you what it needs when it needs it. You can't rush it. If you rush it, you start suffering quality. Wherever you suffer in quality, it's impossible to regain. It's one of these things. You can sell it as picadura, or you can sell it as cheap bundles tobacco, but once you lose something in a leaf, you can't regain it. So when you have a treasure, you have to protect it, you have to nurture it, and you have to give it all so that leaf fully expresses itself, okay? Nothing difficult about that, but people don't do it because it costs money, takes time, takes effort, and they have to be on top of it that people don't take shortcuts because the natural thing is to rush it, no? So all these things are what we do. And also our tobacco tastes different. People say, you know, we had raíces cubanas just to make our stuff for a while in order not to compete back with Pepin in our factory. So he says, one time he didn't have enough. He says, I can't find your tobacco anywhere. You know, your unique taste, this and that. And all that it was unique, basically, is the way we treated it, okay? The leaf, to let it find its full expression. And when you have great land, you have a tremendous fellow farming it, the natural thing in the fermentation process is to get it to where it should go, no? But a lot of people don't do that. To me, you know, we sell to some of the great people in cigars. I love it because they're geniuses in themselves. And there's nothing that I take more pride in than taking my leaf and doing something different but special in their vision, in their way of feeling, and in their knowledge than what I can do. Because I'm not the best and I'm not the only, okay? So to me now, like Fuentes buys a lot of our tobacco. To me, it's an accolade. And I give him, you know, some of the best stuff I have because it's a sense of pride, and I want his cigars to, you know, only benefit from our leaf. Yeah. It's not, oh, he's going to do something. Like Pablo sometimes says, we make a beautiful blend. We have a private label guy comes and we give him the blend. He says, why'd you give him that blend? We could use that blend. That blend's unique, incredible. He says, Pablo, we can make blends. You know, one of the bad things in business is when I got to do it, okay? And then you wait and then you don't do it and a million things happen. You have to share, okay? And from my perspective, part of the sharing is that somebody else does something beautiful with your stuff. Okay, that's Ilusione, that's Viaje, that's Melillo, Warped, Rainier. I don't mind giving them the best tobacco, and I don't mind giving them a tremendous blend that we think is going to be gangbusters. Because there's more of that to come from, and if they can make it something special, it's an accolade to me personally. So that's how I look at Aganorsa.
Eduardo, Max, Paul, Terrence, even you, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys taking time to sit down with us. I know your time is very valuable. It's an absolute honor, and I promise you, we're going to show this to all our members, even the stuff you said not to say. No. But no, they're going to love this. This is what Privada is all about, getting this education and finding out more about the brands. And you guys definitely have some of the best tobacco in the industry, and I hope you're very proud of what you guys have accomplished. So we look forward to being a part of the Aganorsa story going forward.
Thank you for coming.
I think we see you as like one of the best storytellers now in this industry.
Thank you very much. It's a very special thing. It really is. I get so much enjoyment out of being able to get the content out there, you know, because the story needs to be told. So
just the way you deliver, like the passion. That's really what transfers. I think is that you hear that tone. I mean, you could say all the same things in a very monotone, uninteresting way.
Sure.
Nobody would care potentially.
Right.
That you have that passion that.
Well, I'm fans of you guys. You know, I mean, these are my, you know, my Michael Jordans and my, you know, Darryl Strawberries, minus the Coke, and you know.
I think it's really just taking the passion that we see that you guys show, talking about cigars, and just sharing that with all of our people.
Yeah, give me a Kanish.
All right, so we're here at my favorite hot dog spot. It's off of 95 in Hollywood, Florida. This is Coney Island Joe's. I used to come here like every other day for lunch when I was a chauffeur in Miami. This place has the best hot dogs. The guy's from New York, he's from Coney Island, and it's just amazing. I'm very happy to be here right now.
Thank you very much.
Feel like a kid. Just ketchup and mustard.
Here I am with my completely plain hot dogs to not stain my freshly whitened teeth.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It was a really bad day to get my teeth whitened.
Loser.
Good hot dogs.
You already ate 7 hot dogs. What do you think of your 8th one?
Hot dog. Why? I'm gonna drive separately next time we go to Miami. You guys are just animals.
Stop beating Clark up.
I know, right? We'll get it if I can email.
How was it? Let's see. Come on, let's see your face.
Wait, I gotta see it.
This is my way I like it. Yeah. Tangy, right?
A lot going on there. Wow.
Yeah. That's onion,
Sauerkraut.
sauerkraut, and mustard.
Never had a Brooklyn style hot dog, but now
Thank you, bud.
now I've been converted.
See you next time. Clark.
Jesus Christ.
What are you working on, buddy?
Trying to figure out UPS.
Johnny.
What's up, dude?
Nice hoodie.
Nice, man. Not everybody's gonna wear the hoodie or the other way we want, but that's cool.
You guys having fun yet? How are the hot dogs?
Oh, I got hot dogs from the gym.
Good hot dogs.
They were good. I feel a little sick, but they were good.
You ate like 7 of them, so what do you expect?